day to Joe Bergen. I used the name Joe Bergen quite a bit the last couple of days. I hope you realize who Joe Bergen is. So today is his birthday. We're going to kick off the celebration before we get into some more Chicago migrant news, okay? Lots going on with the migrants, that's for sure. Enjoy the happy birthday bossa nova we got going on here. Only at Land Cruiser Midwest, and I am DJ Wonder Chrissy, here to bring you this extraordinary show. It's a show, folks. It is a real show. So welcome. Let me get rid of this nasty music here. Get ready for the news. Enough of the music. Let's get into the news. All right. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. I don't know. We're getting some views. I enjoy it. It's an outlet for me to do a little ranting, right? Some people may think I'm a little crazy and ranting, but yeah, I'm ranting. Yeah, crazy, who knows? But ranting, yeah, I agree. I am ranting. So let's get ready. I got some great videos for you today that we can discuss, like we did yesterday. So let's kick off. So all the migrants are here in Chicago now. They're supposedly in Chicago, but I've got a few news reports where not necessarily in Chicago anymore. They've leaked out into the suburbs, and you're gonna see them in your neighborhood. So the first video is proof of that. So let's watch this.
Prosecutors there have charged 3 Colombian migrants of scamming a woman out of more than $20,000. The 3 allegedly approached a woman at a Caputo's grocery store and told her they had a winning lottery ticket worth millions of dollars, but they needed money to collect on those winnings. The victim drove them to her bank, where she withdrew more than $20,000 in cash. All 3 defendants were taken into custody in Crystal Lake and are charged with 1 count of theft by deception, which is a Class 2 felony.
So there you go. They're executing age-old scams now, and the scary part is Crystal Lake is just a stone's throw from here. I could probably spit and hit it at this point. So as I was preparing for this show, right, my show, we got to come up with a name for this show, guys. So comment below if you got any good names for my show, and not nasty stuff, just good names. I found out that Rosemont, I don't know, it's no secret I'm of Italian descent, okay? And anyone that's been around Chicago for a while knows that Rosemont has some deep connections to the Italian heritage, we'll call it. Okay, so I saw an article yesterday where Rosemont has formulated and passed an ordinance in their city. It's a real small city. There's like 5,000 people that live in Rosemont, folks. But that's besides the point. They got a big convention center there. They got a luxury outlet mall. It's around the edge of O'Hare. They got a lot of hotels, a lot of office buildings, and for some reason it seems to be a major corporate center for companies that deal with the Teamsters and regional banks. There's like every regional bank you can think of has an office there for some reason. I'm not sure why. But anyway, Rosemont has passed an ordinance where they are initiating a new tax because they caught wind that Chicago was potentially looking to work with some hotels in their town to do some long-term rentals. So Rosemont quickly countered that move with a new tax of $1,000 for any hotel room stays longer than 30 days. So basically the city of Rosemont has said, fine, if you're a hotel that are looking for some extra revenue and you're willing to cut a deal with anyone, Chicago, state, federal government, please be on notice that you're going to have to give us an extra $1,000 in taxes, on top of their already pretty exorbitant hotel tax. I think they got like a 6 or 7% tax for the city. I think the state has one too. So it's when you stay at a hotel in Rosemont, you pay a hefty price. So so now there's an extra $1,000 that has to be paid to the city of Rosemont. So there you go. There you go. So what else? What else? You know, the city just keeps pushing back. I give the residents you know, credit for pushing back, but on one side, I have this feeling where you voted for this, right? Just like, I don't know, 6 months ago. 6 months ago, the folks in Chicago, the voters of Chicago, although, you know, I'm finding out that a lot of people don't exercise their privilege to vote. And if that's the case, you have no reason to complain. By voting, you're deferring your decision to other people who are probably crazier than you and are going to vote for crazy people like Brandon. You know, they had another option on the Democratic side, Paul Vallis, who he's still Democrat, right? He's still Democrat. He still was going to be working with the machine or what have you. I mean, for you guys that don't know, Chicago has been under Democratic mayoral power or running by the Dems for like over 95 years now, continuously. Think about that. Squash that around your mind just a little bit. One large city in the Midwest has been run by Democrats for 95 years straight. And now you look and you say, well, how did this happen? Go figure. Go figure. Just a few years ago, there's a gentleman by the name of George Soros who came in and got one of his district attorneys elected. Kim Foxx, folks. Remember Kim Foxx? Who kind of basically let Jesse Smollett go? Update on Jesse. I was just Googling him. He had a court date, like beginning, middle of September. And I guess they haven't done anything yet with that. It's possible if his appeal gets squashed, he's going to have to finish his 150 days in jail, which is making him real squeamish. We call Jesse Mega Man of Chicago. That's a funny story. That is a funny story. But anyway, I Googled Jesse. I saw that. And then I also saw about a month ago, October 13th, that he checked himself into outpatient rehab. So I don't know if he's gone off the edge, he's into drugs or wine or alcohol or whatever, but he's now in out treatment rehab. He's going to need that rehab if they put him back in jail. Although they let all the nasty people out of jail now with the no bail here in Illinois, so he's going to probably have a whole wing of the county jail to himself. So there's an update on Jesse. Yeah, I mean, when that story broke, I looked at my wife. My wife looked at me and said, What? MAGA people walking around Chicago in the middle of winter when it's like 10 below, beating up on people? Are you crazy? That's basically what we said to each other when we heard that story, and later the reality set in on what the hell happened. So you can't make this stuff up, folks. You cannot make this stuff up. So let's go to the pushback. So here's the pushback that's occurring in south side of Chicago. All right.
Becoming a reality.
Residents who live near 115th and Halsted say construction has been ramping up over the last several days, and we saw it for ourselves today, yet officials have not been forthcoming about the details. Casey Cronus live downtown with the latest. Casey?
Dane and Natalie, we have asked again and again, but still don't have a project timeline from the mayor's office. Tonight, a spokesperson tells me they are looking.
Let me stop here now. I love this reporter's voice. She's got such a beautiful voice. But now she's talking about how, Brandon Johnson and the Chicago, how they're not transparent at all to what's going on with these base camps. So let me finish that now.
Looking into the site's infrastructure before starting construction. But whatever work was being done today was soon out of view. Behind a newly installed chain-link fence that surrounds a once bustling grocery store, there's no denying that movement is being made.
Yes, I heard they were out until 1 o'clock in the morning.
But it's progress that on Sunday, crews were quick to cover up, just minutes after we got there. First, a water department truck was positioned directly in front of our Fox 32 camera, seemingly trying to obstruct our view. But that's not all. Workers soon lined the fence with a black screen.
Well, as a taxpayer, it makes me feel horrible. I feel that we have a corrupt system. They are not listening to the people.
Residents, including Annette Kane, have been speaking out against the encampment since the very start.
So now I'm looking as a single mom, what about us?
Like Kane, Jaquetta Vaughn's concern stems from a lack of resources for residents.
How about build something for the kids, the community? But instead, this is the first thing that you do is build a tent city.
City officials are adamant a mixed-use housing development planned for the same site will go off without a hitch next fall. But neighbors say they're losing hope.
I don't believe if it happens, it won't be for us.
Meanwhile, community activist Patrick Gibbons says he is turning up the heat.
What we want to do is we want to file an injunction against the city of Chicago.
Gibbons says he hopes to take legal action by Thanksgiving.
The mayor's office should be more transparent, and there's a lack of communication all the way around.
We asked the mayor's office when the encampment will be operational, but they didn't answer that question. We also contacted Alderman Ronnie Mosley to see if he would share any more details with us, but did not hear back. Reporting live downtown, Casey Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.
Okay, so that was a lovely Casey Cronus of Fox 32. This should be no surprise. Should be no surprise to anyone that that Chicago's not transparent. Where have these people been? Is basically what I'm saying. So I don't know. You voted for Brandon. You're getting the Brandon Johnson experience, and now you're complaining about it. Like I said, the thing that worries me is, like the first story where these people are now in Crystal Lake. There's stories of where there's been thefts in Oak Brook in the mall there the last couple of months, and they're tied to migrants. That Brandon's got to move these people, right? The further away from Chicago that he gets them, the better off that he is. So he's already tried to dump them on Joliet, Illinois, and there was a big backlash there about 2 months ago, and they finally said, no way, no way, send the money back to J.B. Pritzker and don't send any buses here. So kudos to that town. But, for everyone that does that, there's actually Lake County, Illinois, which is directly to my east here, not too far. Has taken some money from the state and got some illegals too. So I don't know where they're putting them. And that county's got some real nasty towns. When you start talking about Waukegan and Zion and Round Lake Beach, I'll spend a show. We'll do a show on some of the weird stuff that happens around my area here, and that area called Lake County, where a lot of those cities I just mentioned are. There's some weird police blotter stuff that comes out of there, and another reason why you don't want to drive over that way. We're really careful when we drive there, or you don't go at dark. Okay, so the other thing that's happened in the last couple of days is Brandon Johnson has gotten J.B. Pritzker of the state of Illinois on board, and they've come up with a new 60-day rolling thing that, hey, if you're just doing the same thing, you're going to fail, right? If you're failing and you're going to do the same thing, you're going to fail again. So at least now they're changing the whole narrative. They're going to come up with this 60-day thing that kind of New York is doing, and it's supposed to solve their problem, okay? So now they've bought themselves 60 days to get the heat off of them. And the only thing is, if you're not from Chicago, you don't realize 60 days from now is when the worst part of winter is going to be hitting. So you're going to tell me that you're going to kick out all these migrants in 60 days because of some new rule, and they're going to be out on the streets, and that's going to solve everything. So I don't know. This stuff gets crazier and crazier, and you can't make it up. So let's listen to this news report from CBS Chicago. They usually come up with some good ones.
Staying at shelters. But how's that going to work? We did learn some new details today.
Yeah, we got the details now.
From the newsroom to break down all of these new rules. Suzanne,
tell us the rules.
City officials held a virtual meeting to outline 3 different initiatives for the new arrivals coming to Chicago. There will be more personnel to help them reunite with family, friends.
No sandals in the snow. That's one of the rules.
Isn't their final destination. This will help to free up space in city shelters for those who do plan to stay in the city.
Nobody came here to be in a congregate shelter or sleeping on a floor in a police station, and so we're just
they wanted to be in a 5-star hotel for free.
That process, or get them connected to other resources outside of Chicago or the state of Illinois.
The city is also cracking down on drivers in rogue buses.
Yeah, this is the good part.
Be allowed to randomly drop
the bus drivers are the problem.
The bus companies will be cited and fined.
Buses essentially put individuals seeking asylum in danger, and especially with the winter weather, we can't allow that type of behavior to happen.
A 60-day exit notice for migrants is now in place, based on their arrival date at a shelter. The goal is to resettle those coming into Chicago quickly.
Starting today, any new individual that arrives at a shelter will be given written notice. Those who need shelter at the end of the 60 days of their exit date, they'll be instructed to return to the landing zone where they can request a new shelter placement.
The city has helped resettle more than 7,000 people with help from the state and Catholic charities. Nearly 3,000 have been placed in long-term housing. Those currently in shelters can receive rental assistance, but it will not be available for new arrivals.
Rental assistance from the Asylum Seeker Emergency Rental Assistance Program will now be 3 months plus 1 month move-in fee.
The mayor's first deputy chief of staff says the city is also in the process of enacting a strategy to have all migrants removed from Chicago police stations by winter.
We're also wrapping people with services and connections to the types of supports that will help them be able to become independent and move out of the shelters.
And with that in mind, the city is also working with the state on work authorizations for asylum seekers with the goal of having 11,000 having the authorization to work by the end of February. In the newsroom, Suzanne Lemonnier, CBS 2 News.
Suzanne, thank you. I am a primary care physician. I'm frustrated and...
So there you have it. There you have it. The biggest update, the newest update of the migrant crisis. You notice they talked about, from yesterday's video where I talked about NGOs, Catholic charities. Yeah, they're gonna push this out to the end of February now, and basically they're trying to cover up. They know they made a mistake by putting these people in the police stations, because there's like 25 of these police stations that's got like 100 to 200 people, maybe more, in each of them. So O'Hare Airport is chock full of them. So if you're flying in for the holidays, get ready to be greeted by our official ambassadors from Venezuela. So there you go. That is the update for today from DJ Wonder Chrissy. I thank you guys for watching the channel. There's a lot more content. This is just a live stream here. So, check out some of our other videos. We've got a good array of stuff out there. We've got some casino trips and casino playing. We've got some foodie stuff. We've got some migrant stuff. We got live streams. We got car shows. We got some adventures. And as always, we're gonna end this show with a happy birthday to Joe Bergen. Hey, Joey Bergen, thank you for everything you do to destroy America. And may you be blessed with, I don't know, some brains someday, Joey. Okay, over and out, DJ Wonder Chrissy. There we go. Happy birthday, Joey.